Yeah. Well, what a great day. You know, our pink game is always special. Breast cancer awareness is something that has, been something that we've honored and supported over the years. It's always been a special day. Andrea Aquino donated her hair at the end today, along with some community members. Very special sacrifice. It's something that we've always looked forward to ever since, Ruth Hamblin started that trend back in 2016, I think. My daughter Kate did it one year, and we've had different players do it, and so it's a special day, to remember and support and raise awareness for a very important cause. And so you hope to get a win, so everybody, goes home happy, at least the home fans get to, and so I was proud of our team for battling today. It was a day that obviously, I still don't know I know that UCLA didn't have Osborne, Penn, and so I know they were down a couple players. So it was documented before that they were facing adversity, and then once the game started, we faced adversity with T getting her second foul and Kennedy getting her second foul early, then her third and fourth, and so, it was one of those figure it out days, and I thought this group just did a really good job figuring it out. UCLA has a lot of talent. They're an excellent offensive team. They have athletes and defenders, and they're savvy in the way that they defend to cause you trouble. And I thought we just stuck with it and found ways, to keep a lead throughout the day through the adversity we were facing. And then I loved our fourth quarter, the way we finished. Our transition game was excellent in the fourth quarter. I liked the way we ran the floor. And so I thought we demonstrated a lot of toughness today and growth in finding a way to win. And so really proud of our team today. And impressed by UCLA, I should say. I mean, it was a really fun game.
Coach, it seems like there a closing group seems to be coming together with Talia, Taya, and then Cotting and Mac, and then whichever center is not in foul trouble. And so, what is it about that group that you're liking to close those pressure situations with?
Well, T, might be our most skilled player, right? I mean, she's got the ability to put 30 up. We know that. She's an excellent ball handler, leader, great passer. And then you look at the other three, not counting our center, and you're talking about some real veteran players that have seen it all. In Taya Ellie and Emily Cotting. I mean, they've started their whole careers. They have a lot of experience, And then you've got Kennedy Brown, who's, a McDonald's All-American and a great player and a great defender and playmaker. And then Yelena, who changes the game, when she's on the floor. So some games I've gone with her, some with Kennedy. It's just a feel, But that group just has a lot of experience, and down the stretch of a game, you want things to be normal. You want things to be calm. And so I think just it has felt right at this point to go with experience in those moments.
Talia, in the open floor today, it seemed like running the break, was the most effective on the break that maybe we've seen in a little while, some nice passes up. Is that something that you're getting more comfortable with?
Yeah, definitely. I came into the game wanting to push the pace. I thought we did a lot better job of that with USC, so just wanted to keep building on it. And we knew they were down players too, so we wanted to play fast. That was our goal coming in. And so I just told all my wings, run the floor, get up there, and I'll get you the ball. And that's exactly what they did in the fourth quarter, so it makes it easy.
Taya, you're averaging, I think, somewhere around 38, 39 minutes a game the last 7 games. Are you comfortable with that? Do you feel like that's your role now? You just need to be on the floor the whole time?
Oh yeah, if that's what the team needs, that's exactly what I'll do.
Is that kind of a new role? I mean, I know you played a lot of minutes in the past, but does it feel like you've kind of even elevated that to where you're not coming off the floor, really?
Yeah. No, yeah. It doesn't really feel that new to me. If the team needs me, I'll do exactly what I need to do just to, be out there and, get deflections, get a few buckets, whatever I can.
It's only 36 and a half minutes today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's 42 basically.
You could look back on her freshman year playing against Baylor and Tennessee and some of those big games alongside Marie Gulich, where even as a freshman she was out there pretty much the whole time. And so what she just said is how I feel about her. She'll do whatever this team needs to find a way, and she always has been able to power through fatigue. you know, and continue to produce through it. And so it's nice.
I know this is cliche, but it felt like Talia took a step forward this weekend in her game. Did you feel that way?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just experience, you know, and understanding what it takes and understanding who she is within it all. I think that's hard for anyone. You know, a year ago, you know, during the games that she did play with us, she was off the ball most of the game. You know, alongside Aaliyah ran the show. And Talia was over on the side most of the time, and obviously a scorer for us and a playmaker for us, but wasn't carrying the load. And now, with the ball in her hands more, it's just completely different. It's just the expectation's different. Aaliyah took all the attention last year. Talia is getting all the attention this year, a lot of it anyway. And so she's playing against a loaded defense that has her scouted well, and that's hard to do, you know. So I think this weekend, I agree with you, Nick, that she's, you know, just understanding how to be able to create a little more space for herself and pick her spots a little bit more, and her accuracy is just improving like any true freshman's would.
And then, I know the points are important, but two of the best plays of the game were the passes, the dime that she hit from half court, and then I think it was a bounce pass to somebody kind of on the run. It was late in the fourth quarter too. It seemed like the passes were as good as you've seen all season, or we've seen all season.
Yep, and that's her getting more comfortable and being what she is. And, you know, I'll be honest, when I watched her as a recruiting her, you know, and one summer it was a lot of video because we weren't allowed to be out. And so just watching her film and showing my family, you know, who Talia is, I mean, the passing was always my favorite part to watch. First off, I'd say, look where she just shot that three from. You know, it's like she's on the bench, basically. And then, but the no looks inside and the pass that goes over her ear, you know, behind her back where she sees somebody cut, there's not very many players have vision like that and have the ability to throw those passes. And so as she gets more and more comfortable, you know, the turnovers have decreased. The chances are just, everything's higher percentage because she's seeing the defense even more clearly and understanding what she can and can't get away with. So, yeah, it's fun to watch her settle in. You know, she's just a dynamic playmaker.
Talia, going off that statement, thoughts from your coach. This is what, year one now? Last year was year zero, technically. How much do you feel like last year prepared you for the season, just kind of getting comfortable with the Pac-12 play and obviously the style within your team?
Yeah, it definitely got me used to playing against the competition, but like he said, I have a completely different role. Last year I was, like he said, more off the ball, kind of just ready to catch and shoot. Aaliyah was doing most of the creating, so to kind of shift into that role, having the ball in my hands more, it's definitely been a learning curve, but I think I got a little bit of a head start last year, and then just watching Aaliyah do it, I think I had a little bit more knowledge about how to handle it. But yeah, it's definitely different once you step into that role and actually are experiencing it, but I think I've grown a lot in that area.
The refs are one thing, a part of the game, that's a whole other conversation, but it was very physical and chippy, I feel like, especially in that third, fourth quarter. Were you guys anticipating that? Whether Tay or Coach, you want to answer that, go for it.
I mean, yeah, every game is physical, and so, yeah, we can't control, you know, maybe some calls that were or weren't not called, and so we just got to stay together when that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I thought it was really physical, you know, and that's, some days it's going to be like that, you know, and so we use the word battle a lot. It's going to be a war, and of course it's not war, but it does have, you know, it does feel that way, where it does challenge your toughness, your physicality, you know, whether somebody's in your way and you've got to get free to make a cut, to go set a screen, to drive the ball through contact, to finish through contact. You know, that's just part of it, you know, and so the tournament tends to be that way, tends to be very physical. And so these games, you know, you just control what you can control and do the best you can and keep your head, you know, through it. And for all of us, coaches too, it's part of it.
What adjustments did you make in the fourth quarter to like regain your more distinguished lead versus the third quarter?
Yeah, well, I thought our defense was a little bit better. I thought, you know, we switched to a little bit more zone in the fourth quarter, and I thought that helped us. And that was, you know, in relation to the scoreboard too. But I thought our transition was great. You know, we hit some really big shots, but transition hurt them. That allowed us to separate. Taya hit a huge three, you know, in the corner. I think it went from 2 to 5 or 5 to 8 or something like that during that stretch. And so we made some big shots and then obviously got big stops. And then the boards at that end, you know, we made them miss a lot of short shots. They got several offensive rebounds in that fourth quarter due to our zone and their effort. But we challenged a lot, and I thought our rebounding, you know, ultimately, you know, led to our transition and our separation. Yeah, can you guys think of anything?
Yeah, I think we just knew that they were being really big on the offensive boards, and we were struggling with that a little bit. So we knew they were crashing hard. So when we scrapped it out, we just made sure to really push because they were sending so many people to the glass, and that really opened things up for us.
It was 53-51 with just over 4 minutes to go, and then you went on a 19-4 run. What impressed you most about that stretch?
I thought our decision-making, take care of the basketball, you know, I thought we had that perfect balance of push and take advantage or slow and execute. We didn't push when it wasn't there, and we didn't force anything. I thought we executed very well on both ends. We gave up 1-3 look that I didn't like, but beyond that, I thought we defended them pretty smart. You know, we probably didn't rebound quite as well as we would have liked to, you know, but I just thought our decision-making offensively it's just getting better, you know, where we're more opportunistic. And this team playing fast early in the season was not good for us. We didn't handle it well. It led to mistakes. And so at that point, I backed us off because we just needed to get good at something. And so let's get good at being a half-court team, and let's find a way to win half-court as we're developing as a group. And then that started to happen. We're getting better. Our understanding, our terminology, our execution's better in the quarter court. Now let's push it, and let's put the two together and blend them and make better decisions. And I think we've got a lot of new people, you know, on this roster, and it's taken a while. And I thought we had great momentum before the break. The pause disrupted it. You come back and you're thrown to the wolves against, you know, Arizona, game 1, and it's total survival. So this has been survival. This week was kind of survival. 4 games in 8 days in the conference, that's survival. You know, and through it, we've really grown. You know, we've grown through games. So I thought today was a culmination of that, you know, which led to our ability to get stops and increase our lead and play really efficient basketball.
Coach, it's the end of January. You kind of mentioned it. March is not that far away. This team has a special kind of swagger. They kind of play with passion, both on the bench and on the floor, I've noticed. What stands out about this group compared to maybe just previous teams in the past?
That they're similar. You know, that's it. This team is super close. They're super tight. They play hard for each other. They do the best that they know how all the time. And so that's the part of this where I have hope, and I also have had to have patience, because some of the things that I'm ready for, they're not quite ready for yet, because they don't know yet. And so we're still learning, you know, and there's still a lot of growth for this group. And so I think each of these games and their willingness to keep fighting and to keep, you know, having high expectations, you know, and sticking with the frustrating moments, that every game has had frustrating moments for us. You know, I probably don't look super happy all the time over there because there's a lot of teaching still going on, and it's hard right now. You know, we're really having to grow under fire a lot. And so what I know, though, is that we got a lot of really good players on this team that are just scratching the surface of what their potential is. I mean, Kennedy's not playing like she's going to play in 5 games. Yelena's not either. We saw Yelena grow in the course of this game today, in my opinion. And so huge upside. AJ, huge upside. You know, Greta, huge upside. And they're just learning, and they're, you know, drinking out of a fire hose basically every day. You know, then you got Emily Cotting and Taya Adams, and I'll be honest, I just challenged, or just asked them in the locker room, what's it like to sweep USC and UCLA for 2 players that went to St. Mary's and San Diego State? I mean, that's a big deal to them, and it was neat, I think, probably for our team to see these big smiles on their faces, because to us, it's what we're supposed to do. To them, it's something they never even considered before. You know, like that was a dream, and now it's the expectation. That's pretty special, you know. So to see Ellie Mack even, you know, settling down now, or settling in, and obviously she played great down the stretch last year, but this year to just have the expectation we're supposed to beat all these teams, these are all new thoughts that, you know, when you're a junior, a senior. I mean, Natalie Cho played against us when Marie was here playing against Baylor, right? Natalie's a veteran, just like Taya. You know, well, what are these players going to be like in 3-4 years? And so right now, at the rate we're growing, the rate we're learning, I mean, this is the making of a very, very good team this year.